those of you just joining in on this recording later on, we're going to make this practice a little bit of a restorative and gentle movement fusion. So we're going to start off in a restorative pose with the bolster up, leaning up against two blocks, and then we're just going to lay right down, bringing our legs up the bolster, much as we would do for a legs up the wall posture. But this just is a little bit, it's a little bit easier if you don't have a wall in place. Or I guess we all have walls in place. If you don't have a wall that's handy to use while you're on your mat, let me put it that way. And then once you've brought your legs up the bolster, bring your seat down and your back nice and flat. Bring your arms next to your side. Relax your shoulders. And we're just going to take a few minutes here in this wonderful, rejuvenating pose to let the heart relax. Get the weight off of the legs and the lower body. This also helps to support the lower back. You feel a little bit of sensation as the lower back flattens out slightly to accommodate the shape. And this is good because it gives it a little stretch. And let the belly just drop down and begin to find your breath. Go ahead and take a nice, easy, but fairly full breath in. And then as you let it out, let that out breath be longer and slower than the in breath. Again, just take a nice, healthy breath in. And then let the exhale be slower and longer. Just go ahead and continue that pattern for the next few breaths. Really elongating out through the out breath to help the body release and relax all the tension that's inside. As you start to settle down, bringing your awareness to breath, allow your mind to just take a pause. Let your thoughts take a pause. The thoughts of our mind are programmed to begin the minute we wake up in the morning with consciousness until the moment we go to sleep at night. Sometimes these thoughts even continue as we sleep in the form of dreams, visions. So overcoming the powerful urge to listen and respond to thoughts is part of our unique yoga practice. As you begin to let the lines blur, let your mind refocus on simply feeling rather than thinking. Notice how you feel so much more present. There is no thought of what will happen later, and there's no worries about things that have already occurred. Bring bring ourselves to a state of presence through the softening and releasing of our mind. Replacing those thoughts, just see if you can notice and be witness to sensations. Sensing rather than analyzing. Feeling rather than thinking. Feel the coolness of the air. Feel the gentle flow of air circulating in your room or out of doors. Sensation being picked up by every cell in your skin. Just notice, without labels, without descriptions, just be a witness to how that feels. Shift your sensation to the sense of sound. The beautiful tinkle of melodies, maybe in the background music of this practice. Perhaps you have sounds in your room or in your environment. Again, there's no need to label. There's no need to create judgment as to whether these are good or bad, pleasing or not pleasing. But simply notice that they exist. Become your own witness to the experience of life. To let your body relax and drop down. Continue to witness your breath. We'll stay here for several more breaths in this beautiful opening posture. Any tension, any stress, any tightness within your body start to melt slowly away. And bring your hands to your belly. Bring one hand, make your left hand on your belly and take your right hand to your heart. Feel the sense of aliveness as your lungs rise and fall, as your heart beats. That this aliveness is the state of being in pure bliss and joy. enjoy this human experience. With every beat of your heart, with every expansion and relaxation of your lungs, you are affirming the beautiful state of your own aliveness. Let's take 5 more breaths here, staying calm and peaceful and yet in the mode of feeling and experiencing. One more deep breath in. Exhale and gently let it out. Bring your hands next to your hips. Go ahead and slide your feet down off of the bolster. Stay lying on your back here. Your feet can be wide on either side of the bolster. Place your hands down, palms on the mat. As you inhale, take a little pelvic tilt, rolling the tailbone up toward the ceiling. Really feeling that beautiful curvature of the tailbone reaching up. Exhale and roll it all the way down, letting your lower back start to lift up in that little space. Inhale, take that pelvic tilt once again, lift up through the pubic bone, tailbone reaching up, engaging a little bit in the glutes, and then exhale, roll it all the way down. One more time, inhale, roll it up. Exhale, roll it down, come to a neutral spine. Go ahead and lift yourself up. Come on up to a seated position. I'm going to remove the bolster for the moment, so you can just push that off to the side. Take your blocks up to the front of the mat. Place them on either side of the front of your mat. Come on up to a tabletop position. If you have a blanket, let's go ahead and unroll the blanket and bring our knees to the blanket. Since we're keeping this nice and gentle tonight, I'm going to just give in and not have to experience anything that's harsh or might be uncomfortable. So let's just support those knees as best we can. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Go ahead and scoop the belly down, lift your heart forward. Press your heart forward into a cow tilt. Just letting the hips widen, feeling that little stretch of a back bend as you arch into the upper back. And then go ahead and roll the spine the other way. Tilt the tailbone down. Let your head drop down. Tuck in your chin all the way into the breastbone and take that beautiful stretch in cat pose. Might even move your neck around just a little bit. Feel that stretch in the back of your neck. Nodding from side to side. And then come back to table position. We're going to take the left elbow down underneath the shoulder. We're going to take the right arm out in front and just slide the right fingers forward. Coming into melting heart or Anahatasana. Let your head drop down, open up and feel that beautiful stretch
all the way from the forearm up into the under part of your armpit and all the way down the side until it comes into the hip. Nice deep breath here, and then let your heart drop down toward the floor. Stay here for 5 breaths on this side. Each time inhaling and feeling that stretch along the side body, and as you release down, experience letting go of your heart. Just letting it go down, down, down. Feeling the grasp of the earth as she pulls you close, holds you dear. One more long breath here. And then we're going to slide my hand back up, bring it back up under the shoulder. And then we're just going to bring that hand underneath the left armpit, and we're going to let that right shoulder come down toward the mat. Stretching now into the upper back, threading the needle as such. If you want to, you can widen your knees a little bit. Make yourself comfortable. Take the left arm out to the side, bring it up and around the back of the body if that feels good, and you can tuck those fingertips right into the hip crease. Breathe here. We're going to stay here for 3 or 4 more breaths. Releasing and relaxing. One more. Bring both your hands back down to the mat. Set up in tabletop position one more time. Scoop the belly down and forward. Take it to cow tilt. And then exhale. Draw that chin into the chest and reach up for cat stretch. Come back to tabletop position. Drop your right shoulder down this time. Drop your right elbow down. Elbow comes underneath the shoulder. We're going to melt the heart first, sliding the left hand all the way forward. Dropping deeply down into that deep stretch on the left side. Breathe here. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. And with each one, feel your heart letting go. Feel yourself giving in to the support and love of Mother Earth. Witness how that feels. Give yourself over. Left hand back up, stack back up in table position, and then take that left arm underneath the right and just drop down on your left shoulder. Now turning your head toward the right, and again feeling that wonderful stretch along the upper back and shoulder blades. And if you like, take that right arm out to the side, reach it up and around the back. Tuck your fingers into the hip crease, or you could just let the arm rest casually on the back. Again, we're letting go of language, we're letting go of thoughts and words, and we're just experiencing, becoming a witness to the sensations that we feel. Just observing. breath. All right, smile and bring that right hand back down. Lift back up to a table position. Let's go ahead and lift those knees off the mat. We're going to stretch up and back to a nice, gentle downward facing dog. We're going to keep those knees really nice and bent. So a generous bend in the knees as we lift the hips high. Let the neck really relax, be open. Glance down between your feet. Deep breath in and really beautiful cleansing breath out. Again with that deep breath in. Out through the mouth to cleanse and release. One more time. Do it just like that. Beautiful. Go ahead and walk your feet on up to the front of your mat. Come into a forward folding position. Again, we're going to keep the knees nice and bent tonight. So keep them bent. Let your belly simply drape over your knees. Your hands can then come down to the mat or to your blocks, either way, depending on how your lower back feels in this forward folding position. But with the knees bent, you can just kind of let your body weight rest on top of those thighs. Let your head just bobble around like it's a bobblehead. Nice and relaxed, and then really drop your shoulders down too. Feel yourself balanced on your feet. Feel your weight centered into the middle of your body. And then if you like, you can let go of the mat. You can grasp gently each opposite elbow and come into ragdoll pose. So ragdoll is very often used in an active yoga class, but it is also very close to a restorative posture. So we can do this with arms completely off the mat, or you can stack your blocks and simply rest your arms on the blocks so you have an additional support and really bring this more into a restorative form. So you might just play around with that for this practice, since we're sort of trying to take it super gentle tonight, but still offer a little bit of stretch and movement. And see which variation you prefer, which gives you the most feeling of relaxation and release. All right, we're going to come out of this now, so go ahead and start to help yourself up. Gently walking your hands up the body, just inching them up a little at a time, taking a couple of breaths along the way. And then as we arise to the top, we're going to roll those shoulders back, bring the hands by our side. Again, take another breath, make sure you're not feeling dizzy, coming in and out of that inversion. Relax and release. Steady and strong at your center. Go ahead and turn your neck and look at your right shoulder. Turn your chin toward the right shoulder. Take a breath in and then draw a smile across your collarbones with the chin. So you're letting that chin just graze over and then eventually reach and look left. Take a breath in here, and then as you exhale, draw a gentle but beautiful smile. Maybe even mimic that smile with your own as you lift the chin and look right. Let's do that one more time all the way through. Exhale and look left. Inhale and then release and look down. Stop the chin at the midpoint here and lift it all the way up. Draw your arms up and overhead. Stretch and reach. Take a deep deep breath here, and then we're going to fold forward, this time coming into more of a traditional forward fold. Hands out to the side, knees can still be soft, fingers reaching down and release into Uttanasana. Let's bend the left knee only, and take the left hand around to the right ankle. Bring the right arm out to the side and gently guide that right arm up to the ceiling, keeping that left knee nice and bent. Let your left shoulder drop down. Twisting from the belly, feel yourself looking either sideways or up or even down, wherever your neck is most comfortable. Deep breath here, right fingers reaching up. Exhale, bring the right hand down and forward fold. Let's lift up once again, coming all the way to the top. Rebalance. Arms reach up and overhead. Exhale and fold forward once again, coming right back down, this time bending the right knee. Right hand reaches around to the left ankle. We shift into the twist toward the left and lift the left fingers up. Nice relaxed bend in that right knee. Right shoulder this time is totally relaxed and dropping down. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the left hand down, fingers down toward the mat. Let's walk those feet backwards. If you had your blanket in the way, you might remove it just for the next few minutes, and we'll come right back into a downward facing dog. This time your legs might be a little bit straighter, but feel free to keep those knees as soft as you like. And then inhale. Let's shift forward, drop the knees down to tabletop, and press back to child's pose. Just letting your seat come down to your heels rather. Deep breath in and out. Inhale and shift forward. Roll on down to your belly. Come into Sphinx pose, and I'm going to offer you a couple of variations. You can come into an active Sphinx if you wish, or if you prefer, you can take your bolster and move into a more restorative version, since we're creating this sort of fusion practice tonight with some restorative and some movement. So your choice, yogi's choice, whatever feels like it's going to serve you best in this practice tonight. If you're using the bolster, then you're just sliding it right underneath your rib cage, letting your heart rise up over. You're still rolling your shoulders back. You're keeping your glutes and legs nice and relaxed. Feeling the lift in the upper chest, a little bit of an arch in the upper back, but your neck is nice and long, reaching up and out. Remember, we're letting go of thoughts, letting go of the analysis, that running dialogue that wants to creep back into our minds. It's natural, it's normal, but it is overwhelming. See if you can simply become the observer of your sensations. Observing this experience of being alive in this moment, of being present. For those of you that were taking an active Sphinx pose, feel free to come down off of the pose now, fold your hands in front and take a crocodile makarasana so that you can release a little pressure on the upper body and shoulders. Those of you using the bolster, we're going to stay here for several more breaths. Start to bring the hands back underneath the body. If you have the bolster in place, just go ahead and press that away. And once again, we're going to roll back, this time opening the knees very wide so that the belly can just drop down right in between and come to a full balasana pose, bringing the arms around to the back of the body and letting the third eye drop down to the mat. 5 breaths in a beautiful child's pose. Breath here, enjoying this moment. And go ahead and bring your hands back up in front of you. Come to all fours on the mat. I'm going to bring that blanket back across for your knees. Back onto all fours position. Bring your right foot off of the mat. Place your right hand down on the mat. Open the chest to the left and take it to stargazer pose. Extend through your neck. Extend your fingers up high. Take a breath in. Exhale. Bring that left hand down and underneath your right armpit. And then inhale, sweep it up and open a little wider this time. Exhale, fan that arm down. And inhale, fan it up, lift and expand. And one more time, down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Come to all fours position. Lift your knees off the mat and press back to downward facing dog. Nice stretchy down dog in. Exhale it out. Inhale once again. Exhale out. Inhale in, come down to all fours position and pivot on the left knee. Coming into stargazer now, facing the right side. Spin your heart open to the right. Right fingers lift up. Feeling that beautiful side stretch. And then go ahead and let your right hand sweep down and underneath the left armpit. And then inhale, fan it up. This time opening your heart a little higher and wider to the sky. Exhale, fan it down. Inhale and up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Come back to all fours on the mat. Lift your knees up and press back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. cleansing breath out. Inhale and bring your right leg forward. We're going to bring it up for a low lunge position. Just stretching and reaching, feeling that nice little stretch in the left thigh and the hip flexor, and then let the knee just drop down. Now we're going to just hang here for a minute, letting the weight of the body and the hips drop down toward the mat. So you're going to feel that stretch in the hip flexor. Kind of relax through the upper body as much as you can. You don't have to hold yourself super stiff. You're just really engaging in that left thigh and feeling the stretch there. Relax and release. Really nice. All right, from here, go ahead and bring your right hand inside the left foot. What did I just say? Bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Sorry about that. And then bring that right foot out to the right. So heel toe the foot to the side of the mat. My toes are now off the mat. The heel is still on, so it's at a diagonal. And then bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Moving now into a little bit extra hip opener for a lizard pose. And what we can do is bring that bolster back up underneath. So bring that bolster back where our hands were. You can just bring your arms right down on the bolster, or you could even use some additional blocks if you want to build it up a little bit higher. You can use a block so you don't have to go down so far, but come down on your forearms if you can. And then just you can let your head just release forward. Breathe and relax. And see if you can let go of the tension spots. I know this is a deep stretch, but you're going to try to soften down through the groin and pelvis so that those areas can really start to release the tightness that's there. Stay here for a couple more breaths. And bring your hands back to the support. Lift yourself up. We're just going to start to heel toe the right foot back. Lift the left leg back up and bring that right foot back. Take it to downward facing dog. So stretch now into lifting those hips as high as you can. Feels good. All right, bring that left leg forward. We're going to stretch the other side the same way. So bring that left leg forward. First coming into a traditional runner's lunge. So we just start to ease into the opening. And then once we're here, we're feeling steady, just go ahead and let the right knee inch its way down. Just drop it softly down. If that blanket's in place, it's going to feel even better. And then just relax. Again, we're just letting this area right here in the top of the hip flexor, upper thigh, just relax. So we're acclimating to where we're going with this pose. Soften the glutes. And then we're going to move that left leg. So again, just like we did before, heel toe the foot out to the side so the heel is still on the mat and the toes are pointing out. So now we're moving toward lizard pose and feeling that deep stretch in the left hip. Try to relax again. If you want to bring the support back in with the bolster, once again, you can just drop your arms down on it. You can let your head roll forward. See how you can witness, observe. Try Try to put a pause on the dialogue and just feel. Feel what it is to be in this moment. Start to bring your support back in place by bringing your hands down to the mat. Push the bolster out of the way, heel toe the foot back, lift the right knee up, and bring that left foot all the way back for downward facing dog. Deep breath in, exhale, release. Feet up to the front of the mat. Come one more time to Uttanasana. We'll flow up and down one more time. So inhale, lift up all the way to a standing position, arms overhead. Fill your lungs, feel the expansion, and then exhale, fold forward once again. From here, go ahead and just bend your knees. Let yourself come down to your seat. And we're going to end up with a couple of restorative poses. So let's go ahead and just bring our bolster back onto the mat. Bring it across the back of the mat, maybe about 3/4. We're moving into a lovely heart-opening fish pose. So we'll keep the blanket on the mat where it is. That should probably work like that. So let's go ahead and we'll just keep the blanket where it is on the mat. We're going to lay ourselves down. Let the legs stretch out in front. And roll the head over and back, letting the shoulders come right off of the top of the bolster. So the throat and the collarbones are really open and wide. Now you can bring your arms off to a T off the shoulder. You can place them on a blanket or on throw pillows if you prefer. If you'd like to place your wrists on something, or you can just let it fall out. Let your hands fall down to the floor. Either way, I'm going to put mine on some pillows here. Letting the head drop back. Now, if for any reason this is too extreme for your neck, if this creates any kind of issue with pain or discomfort in the neck, then bring yourself a support or another pillow under the head so that it's not dropping back quite so far. So you can always build up through blankets or pillows the back of the head here. If it feels okay to roll back, just experience this lovely feeling of your heart floating upwards. And think about your lungs just opening up all the little creases, all the little extra spaces that tend to get folded in and restrict ability to breathe. Feel them open up just like a balloon. And once again, go back to being the witness of your experience. What it is to simply embrace the consciousness that is you. The consciousness that is part of the bigger universe. The consciousness that merges and becomes part of the collective consciousness of all sentient beings. We are all one. Stay here for about 5 more breaths. So see if you can stay in that peaceful state of mind. In the state of pure consciousness. Simply feeling, experiencing what it is to be alive. All right, on your next breath, begin to lift your arms up from where they were. Bring the fingers up to the ceiling. Reach them upward. Wrap your arms around your chest. Lift your head up. Tuck your chin. See if you can roll on up. You can bend your knees and let your head drop forward. Stretching your upper back, releasing your neck as you hug inward. Deep breath in. Exhale. Come back up to a seated position. Bolster back down in front.
Before we lay down once again, let's open our arms wide, lift them up and overhead. Reach and bring the fingers together. Lift your chin slightly, take a slight back bend. And then bring the hands forward and down. Tuck your chin into the chest. Lift up. Take the right hand next to the hip. Take the left arm up and over. Reach it for a beautiful side stretch. Breathing in, opening up the body. Exhale, hand down. Right arm's going to reach up, flow over the body and reach toward the left. Bring that arm back. Go ahead and take your left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the body. Lift up and then come into a gentle seated twist. Take a breath in, lift up your head as high as you can up toward the sky, and then exhale, deepen into your twist a little more. And then come back to center. Right hand on the left knee, left hand comes behind you, turn and look over your left shoulder. Lift up, extend through the spine, and then exhale, deepen your twist a little more. We'll come back to center. All right, we're just going to take a couple minutes of Shavasana. We're going to lay down and bring our legs over the bolster. So just let your legs roll over the bolster and roll all the way back down. This time I'm going to have you bring your hands to your belly and heart one more time. So one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And see if you can relax into the bliss of your experience. Noticing if there's been a shift in your energy, a shift in your state of mind. Just feeling what the practice has done for you. Alive. You are living the experience of aliveness. I'm going to leave you with a quote from Shungya Trungpa Rinpoche. Our life is an endless journey. The practice of meditation allows us to experience all the textures of the roadways, which is what the journey is all about. Enjoy the textures. Enjoy the journey of the experience.
deeper breath in. Initiate some movement back in your feet and hands and arms. And maybe hug your knees into your chest. Perhaps gently rocking from side to side. And eventually bringing yourself back up to a seated position. As you rise back up to the top, let's join our hands together at the heart center, bowing in Anjali Mudra with gratitude for this practice, with gratitude for the ability to step away from the noise and the words and the thoughts and simply experience life. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Om Shanti and Namaste.